Welcome to another episode of the Wood Couture podcast. Today we have the pleasure to have Maja Dimnik, founder and CEO of the World of Glamping. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Filippo. Thank you very much for inviting me. It's really a pleasure being here with you today.
It's wonderful. And for all the friends that don't know Maja is the owner of a platform that encompasses the best experiential travel destinations in the world, and we are here to hear all about her experience and the amazing places that she look after. So you founded this company 7 years ago, but you coming from a very long history of experience in tourism and travel and hospitality, let's call it. Tell us a bit where your journey started.
From, let's say, coming into the experiential travel, I think it was when I traveled to Africa and I instantly fell in love in those experiences, authentic luxury and all those safari lodges and everything. So this was, I think, my first idea. I want to be in that business. But first I was 15 years working in the travel agency. So that was my first, after studying the tourism, this was my first, like, how will I say, job. So 15 years working there. I was very good at selling to all those arrangements and preparing all the travelings to Africa. And then I got an opportunity that somebody said here in Slovenia, hey, would you like to be working for our lodge? That was the first one here in Slovenia. And it was actually like, okay, they are bringing Africa here into Europe. And I instantly got, that eyes, like, wow, passion. And I would like to do that. Yeah, of course, if you're bringing something like that here in Slovenia, something that I fell in love with in Africa, yeah, that is something that I would really love to be part of it. And that's how I came into the experiential travel or glamping, however we call it.
What was about Africa that really, changed your mind or made you do a step more and find this platform of the World of Glamping?
Africa wasn't actually that made me to do that platform, but it did change me, and it did change. It opened my eyes, like that's the travel that the travel should be like, and those kind of hotels I would really love to show to more people. So that was, I think, from this point on, that idea grew that I would like to say out there, or to show to the people out there, at one place you have so many amazing places where you can stay at, and you can't find them or you can find them if you really Google, if you really search it a lot. But that was my idea. I want to present them all at one place, just the best ones, the amazing ones that they're giving you that experience, that are like transforming you somehow.
I'll be very honest. You use one word now, transformative, which is, I got it from your website actually, and I really like that, because everybody uses experiential travel, experiential tourism, but you went deeper and you said transformative. What is the feedback you get from the people that use your platform and go to these places? What is the transformation that they're going through?
When you stay at places like this, they do change you a little bit. They do change you. You come back home transformed, I would say, because you get an amazing experience. You don't just go there and stay there. It's not just about the stay overnight. They give you so many authentic and so many, like, meaningful, purposeful experiences, that it does change you, that you do look on everything in the world, look on your actions. You do look on them a little bit differently. So you do think of, how does your actions affect on the environment, and how does everything affect on the wildlife, on the communities, and so on. So yeah, those places do transform people when they travel there.
It's interesting because you founded this platform 7 years ago.
No, actually, I have to correct you. I found it when, I think it's not 7 years. It's in 2018. So it's a little less, yeah, in 2008.
But the question I have is, is this. Obviously, was it more a commercial move, or do you see a real opportunity or a potential that is not being tapped into?
Actually, why did I do that? Why I launched this platform was because I was for a few years before launching this platform, I was working for several luxury glamping sites here in Europe. So the owners came to me and they said, "Okay, we want to build something. Can you help us?" So I helped them from setting up, from the development further on. I'm not an architect, but I did help them how to set up, how to open successfully, how to train the staff, how to have the quality offer and all the experiences and so on. So when I was doing that, one of them was also the first one. My baby was actually was among top 10 in the world by National Geographic glamping hotels. But what led me over the years that everybody, like when they see those kind of properties, they want to have them as well. They want to own them as well. And what happened, mostly here in Europe, mainly happened that when somebody has a few meters of land, they just placed something there and they said, we have glamping. And for me, that was horrible to see because that was not a glamping offer. That was not a glamping experience. And therefore, lead me that to establish, to launch the platform where I'm gathering only the best ones, really the places, the properties that are actually giving you that experiential experience or glamping experience, however I would call it.
I'm curious, and please educate me. Where is the word glamping come from? What was the composition of the word glamping?
I mean, the glamping came out. I'm more like Luca Franca, I will say now, trying to avoid the word glamping now, more because over the years we came to that stage that glamping is used now for everything, out of marketing reasons, and it harms the industry because you can find either really amazing properties. I would give them 7 stars, or you can find like mom and pops, like how to not to say and to not wrong say this, bad properties. They are not good, and they especially they don't give you that experience. And the glamping word came out of glamorous camping. It's the I would say it's like the hotel service transferred into the nature. So therefore for me glamping should be really like high level, like hotel service transferred into the nature, and not just like sort of camping and putting some tents and then they say, okay, we have glamping. So that's for me would be how I would say the word glamping, how it came to that.
Like in many industries, do you think that people, there is kind of, not call it bad advice or bad advertisement of try to advertise glamping in the true essence, and then eventually you end up getting not the real glamping experience?
I would say that is a little bit, yeah, that is, and it comes to that stage also that when people they don't know what to expect, they just hear glamping, that's amazing port, I want to experience it, and they go to maybe not proper, not right property, and they come home very angry, very upset. They paid amount for the glamping, but they didn't get the glamping experience. So that's this how, yeah, it comes often, it comes to that stage, yeah. That's why this platform was launched, so that we showcase only the best ones where you really get that experience, that it's either we call it experiential, glamping, transformative, however.
How do you make sure that your customers and get actually a true place? What's your selection criteria?
Our selection criteria are mostly that it has to be high level luxury service. It needs to be, how will I say, when you have a tent, you have a beautiful tent, and if you place that tent somewhere, either on a street or in a nature, you don't have that, you don't have already that experience. You need to have that service next to it. So it's like a hotel-like service. So for me, definitely it is that they need to be unique with beautiful architecture and landscaping, with the experiences that they transform you. So you need to give them hotel-like service, transferred into the nature with the local cuisine, with local experiences. So all these things that go along with the sustainability, with the privacy, and so on.
It's interesting that you mentioned before that there are some places like that exist in Europe, but uh, I see a lot of discussions and talking, and it seems that the one that provide a true, natural experience, tend to be in very remote places, in the middle of desert, jungle, forest, tropical forest. Can experiential travel exist in normal settings?
That's a hard question. Yeah, mostly you can find on really remote places, but I will say, yeah, it can exist. I have just, for example, one example that is a great showcase. It can exist in normal places. Uh, I'm just giving you as an example this place where I worked, which was my first glamping experience. We've said this was built in a place called Lake Bled, which is a famous place here in Slovenia, a really beautiful one. And the owner had one land, and that land was like abused, abandoned garden. And it was like nothing special. It wasn't remote. It wasn't really like in the desert or somewhere. It was almost like in the village between between houses. It was that place. So you could never imagine just seeing that place that there can be a great glamping site. But at the end, it came that it was among top 10 hotels, glamping hotels in the world. And when you step into that property, it feels like you stepped into an entire different world. You forget what's outside. There is completely entire different world. But mostly, yeah, you can find those in remote places where there's deserts or jungle or with amazing views. Mostly you can find them there.
What's your biggest success since you launched the platform?
The biggest success would be we were really happy when we got all those best places, experiential places out there in the world, like the biggest hotel names like Aman, One and Only, Sunniva, Rosewood, and so on. So that was, I think, the biggest success for us, that we got places that some of them you can't even find on booking.com or any other platform. So that was, I think, the most happy thing for us.
It's interesting what you're saying, that you have places in your platform that they're not in the traditional OTAs, right?
Some of them, yeah, some of them they're not.
Do you think that the experience start from that phase, from the booking phase, or totally irrelevant?
Definitely, the experience starts from the booking phase. Either you do it through a platform, either you do it directly with a hotel. This is where your experience starts. So if you have on the other side where you're booking somebody that's really like giving you personal touch, giving you like a special feeling, that the unique, different like approach to the reservation, it's already, the journey already starts. So yeah, the journey definitely starts from the reservation onwards. You can book amazing experiential place, really like 7-star, I would give them. But if on the other side they are not kind to you, they are not like warm to you, genuine, you will get, definitely you will not get that right, that great experience from the beginnings. You will say, I don't know, did they had a bad day, or I don't know what to expect there. So definitely it starts from the reservation onwards.
Do you have a funny story about the journey, since you start the platform, or an interesting story?
I would say, I think most memorable, most funny, interesting, yeah, story that I can think of it now. Probably there are many of, but the one that I can really think of now, it's still giving me like, oh my gosh, did this really happen? was when we were opening the first resort, that glamping site. When I was there, still a manager of that, general manager of that resort. When I think the opening was at 2 p.m. and till then we were still working on some things. Still, it was horrible because nobody could saw that, but I know how we were rushing to open everything correctly. And an incident happened in one room where the jacuzzi wasn't placed correctly. Something with the pipes wasn't okay. It was, I don't know, some person didn't put it correctly, and there was flood in the entire room was really flooded, and there were sleepers from the guests were on that water going around. So that for me was, I think, the most memorable, horrible, I will say, experience from that.
The question I have is, the properties you have in your platform, they are incredibly, they are definitely, as you written in there, the best in the world. And now, how was the challenge with staffing, with getting people to work in these remote places, and who normally works in these places?
I mean, that will be hard for me to say because that's up to each property separately. But I think that, yeah, they have challenges to get people to work there, but still, when they search around and when the staff, they see what kind of great, amazing place it will be there, you want to work with it, with this, and you want to be connected with it. So probably then when this is creating, it's not such a problem to get people, but it's hard for me to say this. That would be more the owners. Probably they would say completely different story than I can say it.
What's your biggest frustration about the world of transformative travel or transformative experiences?
I mean, how would I say it? The biggest frustration, I mean, it's not frustration for me because it's for me it's great to see that everything is leading into that direction. For me, that's nice to see that it's all going into regenerative, transformative, sustainable, and all into more towards that natural, authentic, local. And couldn't say it like it's frustration. More, it's that it stays in that direction, that it goes in that direction, and it doesn't happen like greenwashing. But I couldn't think like that it would be frustrating for me. I'm happy to see that even COVID now accelerated that trend, that it's everything, even before it was the, how do you say, it was a very searchable trend, very searchable, those properties, and now it's like a huge, it's really exhilarated. So yeah, happy to see that.
There is a lot of people that, although they know I was a consultant before, they keep asking me one question: do these places make money?
If they do make money, I would say definitely yes. Yeah, they make money. If you see, many of them, they have high ratings per night, and people still want to travel. They are willing to pay for that. They are willing to pay for the experience that they will get there, and for the impactful travel that they will have there. And even those places, nevertheless, that they have to put upfront the money for the sustainability actions, and whatever they will do with the sustainability, it at the end it comes out as a success for them. It brings them money back, and especially those kind of places, they bring you much quicker money back than normal hotels. So yeah, definitely I would say that they are giving the money comes back.
What is interesting is that talking to various people that are involved in or have desire to develop one of these places, this seems to be very costly to develop, right? I heard numbers up to $500,000 per a big tent the size of a one bedroom, 60 square meters, and but so again, there are skeptics out there saying, "Oh, it's too much for a tent." But what's your views about that?
Yeah, as I'm quite long now in that industry, I wouldn't be skeptical about it, because I know that you build it much quicker than a normal hotel. You build it in, I don't know, 2 to 4 years, I would say. And the return on investment is much quicker than in a hotel. Within the hotel, it would take you, I think, 20, 25 years. But here you get it in few years back. So I wouldn't be skeptical at all. And especially because those kind of hotels, those kind of places, I would say ecologists or experiential resorts, they get quite very good price per night compared to other luxury hotels, much easier.
Would you agree that the world you are within is probably could be really defined like the true essence of luxury?
Yeah, definitely. Especially over the past years, word luxury changed quite a lot, and now definitely I would say, yeah, this is a true luxury. Those places where you get that authentic local experiences, on a 6, 7 star level experiences, yeah, that is true luxury.
You know, it's interesting because when you think about it, is I would imagine that the people that stay in these places, they are people that've got a decent wealth, they've got money, right? Because they're not cheap, as you're saying, they're very expensive per night. And so, what is the typical customer profile of these kind of places?
I mean, I would say, because I know places from very expensive one to little less expensive one. So yeah, definitely to the ones that where you have to pay 5,000 euros per night or even more, you need, of course, you need to have good salaries. I don't know how to others say. You need to have good background to afford this. But then again, you have also properties where you don't have to pay 5,000 per night, where you can pay 500 per night or even less. And they're also very good properties, and also giving you amazing experiences, amazing experience, like authentic, local, and impeccable service. So they're just not like 7 star level, I would say, but a little less, but still giving you that great experience, and you don't have to pay so much for it. Of course, you don't have the luxury that you have in the ones where you have to pay, I don't know, 5,000 per night, but still you can find places where you can a little bit, where you have lower prices, and that everybody could afford. I mean, everybody, yeah, that normal traveler could afford.
Which region in the world do you think is going to be the biggest growth for this market?
Currently, it's a lot about talking in the Middle East. Currently, this region is like huge now, expanding, and everything is turning into that direction, and a lot of openings are planned. So I would say this region, and definitely I'm sure as well that Europe will follow along very soon. We are still a little bit behind. We have places like this, but Europe will also woken up soon, and be building places like that. But yeah, currently Middle East, I think it's amazing how many properties, and it's in the development and opening stages.
What is the biggest advice you would give to a developer that want to enter this kind of business? What does he need to bear in mind first?
My biggest advice would be, create with a company that knows what they are doing. Create, definitely put money into it, because it will be worth it on the longer term if you connect with company that is very good at it. It's professional, that they are professionals, because they will how will I say, they will create an amazing place for you. If you will not take company that knows what they are doing, and especially if they want to create it on their own, it will not bring them on the longer term, like prices per night, very high ones, the guest expectations, as they have to, as it's like memorable guest experiences. And at the end, they will have a concept which is not appropriate for their location, because the development companies, that the creators, like, I don't know, for example, Luxury Frontiers or Bill Bensley and so on, they know what to search there, and they see the location and they see the concept and they know what everything they have to include in it. And the owners by themselves or with the companies that are not so good in that experiential travel, maybe they perhaps will not see what is very important and might be the leading thing for their location, and they might miss that, which at the end comes to the stage that where you don't have amazing place where guests will want to be there, where you will see all the time the photos on Instagram, all the media will write about them, and so on.
My question to you is this one. Obviously, you are in an industry where they live natural things, wildlife, remote places. And obviously, I'm assuming that sustainability is a given. But my question to you is, let's look at the wider hospitality industry. Has the industry done enough to embrace sustainability?
I mean, I will say that if I'm true, we can say we didn't do enough. The industry has, I think, plenty of gaps to still improve this. But to not be unfair, many properties are doing a lot of efforts, and especially many properties that we also have presented on our website. They are really like sustainable leaders, and they are doing a lot into that direction. So yeah, there's plenty of things that we can still do. And I will say that the owners and the hoteliers and the properties, they now, especially also the travelers, we all now think more in that direction. What more can we do? So everything, I would say, after COVID, now this is even huge aspect of the world, the actions, how we affect to everything. So yeah, the hoteliers now, everybody is thinking more. What more can we do? So yeah, I think that there's many gaps, and plenty will still be done in that direction. But many properties you can find that they are very good sustainable leaders and really good examples of how the industry should go further on.
Out of curiosity, in obviously your places are in remote places. I said to you, in the middle of the jungle, in the most remote places. How easy is for them to embrace sustainability, or what challenges do they have still?
I mean, I would say that they have many challenges from the beginnings onwards, so from the development onwards, because they are remotely located. So definitely they have problems how to deal with all the infrastructure, with the people, with the water, energy, and so on. But still, I would say mostly what they are concerned about as well is about the community, about the wildlife. So how to people and the land coexist and thrive together.
I have one question that is more a curiosity. The transformative travel, is it a real opportunity or is it just a trend? Meaning, like transportation, in 10 years time, Uber type come along and everything go affordable. Is this a forever lasting industry?
Yeah, it's a good question. I would say that definitely it's a trend that it's staying here with us. I think that COVID showed this very well, even to the skeptic ones, that this trend is staying here and it will be even huger, huge and huger. And we are all going now back to nature. I think when COVID, when the first COVID came, first days, and when we were locked down, all the world was in the lockdown. We all wanted to go to the nature, to breathe fresh air, to be outside with ourselves and with our families. And this is showing in those places that people are searching that, and they will be more and more searching that. So it's definitely not just a trend, but it's a trend that it's staying here with us, and it will be more and more that you will be over the next few years. We will see that more and more.
The question I have, no, maybe it's a silly question, but obviously to get to these places, some of them are in remote, very remote places, unique places, difficult to describe because, again, otherwise it wouldn't be a transformative travel. Do you think that the mode of transport to get there in the future will also change? So the people want to have a complete journey of transformative travel?
I mean, now what we want is we want to we want to take care of our actions, how we impact on everything. So we are now like, if we take the private jet, if we take the plane, how do affect on the environment, so on. We still will travel further on. We will travel more and more, of course. And to some places you can't come otherwise than with a plane. But maybe some will rather take the normal flight instead of private jet, for example. And still the air companies now are going as well into the sustainability direction. But yeah, I think that we will search for more, how do you say, more sustainable transfers. Definitely, you will not want to have a car that it's really like polluting everything. If you have a chance to have a car that it's not polluting so much. So that would be just like a simple example.
Have you ever had somebody that went to one of these places and come back and say, Maya, I want to buy this?
No, if I haven't had this example, but definitely you have many people that they would love to go back again and again, and that would love to live there, and it's like a most memorable journey ever that we've taken. But yeah, to buy it, no, me personally, I haven't had it. But I have many owners that they do travel to places like this, and that they call us and ask us, okay, we have land, we have money, can you suggest us how we can have something like that similar? We've stayed here and here, and we would like to have something similar. How can you suggest to go to start further on developing and planning into that direction? This, yes.
Wow, it's beautiful to see. And I was very curious when I went through your website because you offer consultancy and management and marketing, not only a platform,
Yeah.
right? So I instinctively come to the conclusion that to take care of these places, they're not the normal hotels. It's not the normal type of hotel management, right? It's tell me a bit more about that. Why do you think they need your services?
I mean, yeah, we offer this because we've participated within many luxury glamping sites from the planning stages onwards to the grand opening. And since we know that we can help them, and especially we can help them within the sustainability and with the quality standards, we offer that so that they can be even better. And yeah, many of the places do now need sustainability, for example, sustainability consultations, also quality consultations. When I travel, how will I say, whenever I go to my holidays, I have that bad habit. When I'm staying there, I always search for mistakes. I can't go without searching for mistakes, possible gaps, like, and I would like just to go to them, and I'm not there on a business wise. I'm just personal on holiday, and I would really like to go there and say, can I help you with with a little bit? You have here this and this and this. You could improve it, and you have these gaps where you can put more and more experience in. Of course, I don't do that because I'm on my holidays, but yeah, I have this in me, and it's hard to travel when you have all the time that in your head. How could somebody improve even more their offer? Nevertheless, it's good offer.
It's in your DNA to check everything. You are
It's in my
hotelier at heart.
Yeah, it's in my DNA. So with my family now, we have an agreement. If you do that, please do it on your own, quietly in yourself. Don't tell us all the time what's the mistake, because we didn't see it. We do see it now. So don't how do you say make a bad experience also for us because we don't notice that what you notice. So now I keep it to myself. I don't speak with my family about possible mistakes that I do see.
So if I give you a crystal ball and I ask you to make the top three future trends in your business, what do you think that will be?
Oh my gosh, that's a hard question. hard to predict what will it be, especially now when the COVID came, nobody would predict that something like that. But my prediction would be definitely that we are wanting to go back to nature. We want to go back to ourselves, and we want to find time for ourselves and to be more with families, with ourselves and within the nature, so that the nature gives us back, that we are fulfilled with the energy of the nature. That would be my prediction now, out loud thinking when you asked me that. And definitely it will go in the direction that meaningful and purposeful travel. This is something that travelers now are searching for, and that I'm quite sure that this will be as well a trend.
With COVID, a lot of people are talking about how to manage mental health. Now, without talking medicine and going more in the holistic healing, or are the places that you have in your platform places where people can heal from this kind of being affected by this?
Definitely, there are places, many places on our platform, and we're still putting new ones. So you have many as well out there. So we're putting efforts into putting new ones as well there. Yeah, those places. They are like, when you step there, it's like a paradise. So you forget on your stress, you forget on your phone, on your laptop, on everything what waits on you at home, on all the plans that we need to do, the success that we need to show. So you forget on that, because you have there people with that genuine smile, that they really welcoming, like a personal touch with welcome. How they say, when you come there, it's like it stops everything and you start healing. So that's why for me the technology in the hospitality, it can't come that we will be doing everything online. Because definitely no, because you need that personal touch. You need those employees who make your experience even better. And yeah, you can heal in those kind of resorts. You have as well there wellness, plenty of wellness offerings. But still, when you're there, when you go to amazing, unique experiences that you've never taken, the impactful experiences, so that you learn something new, where, for example, you try to help the turtles to go into the beach at night. So those kind of experiences, they heal you. They bring you back to the nature, back to think like it's not needed just to rush all the time just for the success. So yeah, those places, they do heal you, definitely.
So I never been in such amazing places. So if I now ask you, please recommend me the place I should go to start my journey into transformative travel. And second thing is, when I get there, what should I do?
That's like a very hard question to give you one place, because there's so many those places, and that it wouldn't be okay for me to say go to that one, because I would say go to these 50 of them. I would give you like 50 of them. Those ones, now you choose to based on your preferences, what you wish to experience. Either you wish, I don't know, to experience like desert, mountain, beach, whatever, horse riding, and so on. So based on this, it would be easier to say where to go, and especially if you don't want to travel so far. So that would be the first one. Either otherwise, there are also amazing places where you will get great experience. And when you come there, when you're there, just my recommendation would be just disconnect to connect. I would say, put your phone down, put your all your worries down, put your laptop in the hotel. If you needed to have it on your with you, okay, leave it in the hotel. Just try to go with the flow. Try to how do you say, put your day into their hands. You will have impeccable service, and you will be like really stress relief, and with so meaningful. How do I say? Hard for me to say this in English, easier to say in my language. you would forget on everything what's bothering you, definitely, and you would fulfill yourself with the energy that you need.
I think for my pocket, there was a very good advertising in the UK. They will say priceless experience, and for the rest, there is MasterCard. Because for me to afford it will be a challenge. My final question to you to wrap it up and really give a message to the world. You come back to Dubai, I put a giant whiteboard on top of Burj Khalifa. What message would you write on that?
My message would be, take time for yourself. Take time for yourself, and not forget on a little child within us. The world now, in this today's instant world, we're just rushing all the time, rushing. We need that success. We have those conditioned plans that we need to achieve. So all the time it's just that rush, rush, rush. I would say, yeah, take time for yourself, and maybe fulfill hidden, I don't know, hidden, how will I say, hidden desires that you have. Yeah, that would be maybe
Wow.
my point to put there.
I love that. Take time for yourself. But unfortunately, we are out of time. And, for me, it's been a transformative experience talking to you, because you made me dream of the place you represent, and without spending any money. which is amazing, but I know I cannot compare it. But anyhow, from the bottom of my heart, I sincerely thank you for sharing your experience, your knowledge, and please carry on what you're doing. And I'm sure all our friends of the Wood Couture podcast, I strongly recommend they go onto your platform and check out your places. Thank you very much, Maja. Appreciate it.
We'll find for everybody something. So thank you so much, Filippo, for having me here. It was really great talking to you.
Pleasure. Thank you.